So back to Paddy Conroy, Patrick James Conroy. I'll give him his first name title tonight because I am calling him a police informer, and I don't want to be accused of sidetracking or causing any diversion. I'm calling him a point blank police informer, and that's the difference. It's like calling Decahegi a convicted sexual predator because you can prove it. Paddy Conroy is a police informer. Simple. Now, he maybe revert back to 2016 when he said he get non-stop. No, nothing to do with that. He's been a police informer for a long time. We've got two ways to look at this here. You've got Paddy Conroy sitting in there saying Stephen Sayers is a grass. Go and do a lie detector. Go and do a lie detector. Go and do a lie detector. Stephen Sayers goes and does a lie detector. Passed with flying colours. Every single second of it is recorded, including pre-Terry and after Terry Mullins. Now, Stephen didn't just pass a lie detector that day. He also blew out the water, what we'd call in Scotland, just blew out the water, the Clive Hindle letter that Paddy Conroy so much depends on, where Hindle, the solicitor, named DC Henderson as being Stephen Sayers' police handler. The difference there is DC Henderson doesn't exist. So, not only did Paddy Conroy blow himself up, and as in the Stephen passing the lie detector test, Stephen passing that lie detector test also blew up the allegations. And we can put them to allegations until I read that out, where Hindle had said Stephen Sayers was a police informer. Now, you might ask why a solicitor would. Well, to be honest, I've not checked with the Hindle. I have checked, and the DC Henderson doesn't exist. So, there's a couple of ways you can look at it there. Why would a solicitor do that? Okay. I believe it is the case when I read it out to you, because it'll give you a kind of better understanding of it now. I've been reading it, so I was hoping that a few people would be able to put the jigsaw together themselves, so I'm just going to kind of keep it straightforward and not get sidestepped and not read the chat and just stick to what I'm today here. So you've got a Hindle writing a letter on behalf of Donnelly. You've got Donnelly, you've got Anthony Weldon. So you've got Anthony Weldon, Tony Weldon, who was in Franklin Prison, Durham. He was category A, which I'll get to. Now, the other night there, I made a mistake. And this is a statement here of David Glover, okay. This is a David Cleland MP. So you get Peter Logan Donnelly, and Joseph Hunt. Now, I said the Sayers family was related to the Hunts. It's not, I believe it's Donnelly, their cousins, Stephen and them's cousins, with Peter Logan Donnelly. That was where I made the mistake the other night there, but we still got to the same thing. So basically, we have got this letter of Hindle, solicitor, saying that Stephen Sayers, etc., was a police informer, and he was given a police handler by the name of DC Henderson. DC Henderson doesn't exist. Then you've got Tony Weldon, Peter Donnelly's mate, co-accused, making a statement on behalf of the Sayers, which we'll get to. But before all that, you've got, now I believe, as I'm bad with names, there's the Stephen, Michael and John's father. Now, is it Brian? Would they be correct in saying Brian Sayers? Is that right? Guys, can anybody correct me there? Brian Sayers, is that his first name? John Brian Sayers, thank you. John Brian Sayers. See, actually, there's 3 Johns in our family as well. So John Brian Sayers was shot
in the face. Right, we know this. He was shot in the face, he drove himself to hospital. Paddy Conroy was remanded, I believe remanded, with the said man who shot John Sayers Senior in the face. And Paddy Conroy, yeah, no doubt. 2 seconds, mate, just 2 seconds, because I just want to make sure I've got. So yeah, right. So it's John Brian Sayers, shot in the face. The man accused of shooting him in the face is in the jail. I believe to be what I've been told to be true is Paddy Conroy was put in remand beside him. Now Paddy was given it the "I am big man, I am Paddy Conroy." He said that once he got in beside him, he would be doing him. Is that not right, Barry? Paddy. So Paddy gets in beside him in the same hall as the man who's lying there, who's shot John Sayers Senior in the face. Paddy's going to be dealing with him, but Paddy befriends him. Paddy befriends him, doesn't he? Because the man who's lying, yeah, the man who's lying, right? He's like, I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to be I'll get him for you, shooting your dad and that, I'll get him for you. Paddy's went in and got the shitty arse about him. He's went coward, and he befriends the guy. The guy who's lying in remand for shooting John Sayers Senior has said he's got discs on the outside that prove the Sayers are Grassies. I believe there was maybe even a mention of a safe deposit box. Was that not right, Paddy? Where these discs were to prove that the Sayers were Grassies. However, turns out safe deposit box, Paddy, is it a safe deposit box? Paddy might be able to tell you know, because I've unblocked Daniel Bell now. You can ask him tomorrow night, because he's not got to come into the chat here and ask you, is he? But Paddy, I believe the safety box was empty, nothing in it. But Paddy, like he'd wrote to the Masons, 40 odd Masonic temples, Paddy decides, without even checking the facts, as he's away saying Craig's going to Decker's door today or tomorrow, when Craig's not mentioned it, Paddy, instead, he goes and writes letters to everybody saying the Sayers are Grassies. I know, right, Paddy? Safe deposit box not got any discs in it. There is no discs. Somebody asked him in his chat tonight, didn't he? And he said, what discs? Exactly, Paddy, what discs? So, Paddy's already written to people, telling everybody that this Sayers family are Grassies. You know, they're Grassies. They've got police handlers. Never checked. Anyway, safe deposit box, no discs. Nothing. Then what happens? Peter Logan, whilst a company man was getting security fitted and comms for surveillance, basically, just to gather more evidence. I believe Donnelly, the cousin of the Sayers, had went round and said that they were responsible for shooting his house up, the same company guy, and not to drop the charges. But Paddy's more disappointed at the fact, you know, it's like when I get to this letter, it all makes sense, because Paddy's more disappointed that safe deposit box with these discs he was promised before he started writing all these letters to everybody. Like, and folk would say, Paddy wouldn't sit and write all the letters. No, Paddy would. He put up a post in his community post last week where he'd written to, in his words, was it 40 odd Freemason lodges to find out where members of a certain family were, to try and get them put out the lodge. He'd written to them all. Absolutely obsessed. But back to the Stephen Sayers lie detector test a second. When Paddy's been shouting all the years that Stephen Sayers is a grass, He's got a police handler, right? He's got this DC Henderson. So let's say, okay, DC Henderson exists then, right? Okay, Stephen, go and do your lie detector test. So Paddy's dependent on three things. Not just Stephen failing that test. Paddy's also dependent on, wait a minute, he can't pass that test because we've got Hindle there saying that DC Henderson was his handler. There's no chance he's going to pass that test. You've got Paddy running about with the word from somebody who promised him discs, and he's written to everybody. So he's like, there's no chance he's got to pass this test. He passes the test. So then Stephen passing the test, it blows the Hindle, the DC Henderson, which we're going to blow out the equation anyway because it doesn't exist. But it also blows Paddy's lie detector test out of the water. At the end of the day, he was saying Stephen Sayers is the grass, and there's this letter from a barrister. And by the way, Hindle wasn't a barrister; he's a solicitor. But you'd maybe say, why would a solicitor? I don't even know if a solicitor did do this. I haven't checked, right? I'm presuming he does. Let's just say that he did. Why would they do that? Well, I'll tell you why. If you've got your likes of Peter Logan Donnelly here, lying in jail, police informer, Supergrass, along with, what do you call him? Joseph Hunt, Supergrass. They've got handlers, haven't they? So they've got handlers, and the reason we can prove they're a Supergrass because I'm going to fucking read it out to you right now. So they've got handlers. So you've got one handler saying, don't worry about this, we can deal with this. We'll get Hindle to write a letter. They're that thick, nobody will fucking check. We'll create somebody out of thin air. This is what police have got that power to do things, guys. At the end of the day, it's your word against theirs. Now, what we could do, I could challenge Hindle if he's still about. I could challenge this, what do you call him? This Clive Hindle, the solicitor. I could challenge him if he's still alive. Does anybody know if he's still alive? Because I could challenge him now by calling him and challenging him on the results of Stephen Sayers' lie detector test, because it also shows Clive Hindle, the solicitor, is lying. And if Clive Hindle was to then come and say, yeah, I still stand by that, where does that put you then, guys? You've not got any DCI Henderson. I would say there, that would look pretty good for a civil thing. I would say there, yeah, I'd say if Mr. Hindle's is still alive and been doing these kind of things, I would think a bit of coin in there on a civil thing, of course. I don't know what the years is. I don't know how long these things last. If you can sue people for whatever, but I'm quite sure if he was to come back and say, yeah, I still stand by that lie detector. I still stand by that today. Yeah, the DC Henderson doesn't exist. Was a handler for Stephen Sayers. I'm quite sure somebody's got a case there. So that might be a challenge set out for me next. That would be a good challenge. What would you get out it? Paddy's just got to brush it off anyway. It wouldn't matter. But on a professional scale, Clive Hindle being a solicitor, not a barrister, I'd imagine if he's been a solicitor all his life, he'll be sitting there with a few. Well, I've never came across a cheap solicitor yet. Have you?